Welcome to the 2012 Canadian Ball Hockey Championships in the men's division. Today, the Manitoba Selects take on the Vancouver Falcons in a win-or-go-home matchup. Elio Pascuzzo alongside Team Canada Assistant General Manager Mike Schweigart. Looking forward to this quarterfinal matchup, Mike.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game today. There's actually been quite a rivalry built over the years between the Manitoba Selects and the Vancouver Falcons. So this game will surely not disappoint our audience today.
Manitoba comes into this game second place in the Doug McCarthy division. Vancouver finished third in the Malcolm Stinson division. By virtue of the second place, third place crossover, here's our matchup. These teams have met already once in round robin play, third game of the round robin, with Vancouver upending Manitoba 4-3 on a late goal by Jesse Churchwell. Huge goal with 2:04 remaining, getting Vancouver their first round robin win. Two provinces who have tasted national glory. British Columbia, 1983, behind Joe Guzzo and the Burnaby Beavers. Manitoba, 1985 national champions, behind the play of the Winnipeg Grasshoppers at home in Winnipeg, Mike. So they'd like to grab that elusive title again.
Yes, both of these teams are definitely prepared this year. I know they've both worked very hard. I've been in contact with both of their coaches throughout the year. And both of these teams, it's been a long time since a national championship at the men's level. And they're both looking to get back there and put their provinces back on the map in 2012.
Both teams evenly matched as the teams get ready for the game and will line up on their respective blue lines, and we'll pause for the playing of our great nation's national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Canadian national anthem.
Team Manitoba starting goaltender Scott Cameron comes into this game with a 2.01 goals against average, 6th in the tournament. For Vancouver Falcons, the starters Jeff Fornquist. Ferndog, as he's affectionately known, comes into the game with a 2.00 goals against average, 4th in the tournament. We're ready to go. Men's quarterfinal action from Edmonton, Alberta, the Millwoods Recreation Center, and we're underway. Manitoba with possession. Kelly. Dustin Kelly. Wide on Smiller Kela. Kelly looking in front, deflected in back of the net. Marchuk chases it down for the Manitoba Selects. Back to the point. And a blast by Paul Castis. Deflected and taken over. Harp Calcat with speed. Looking for an opening. Cross pass back to number 4. Back to Calcat. And that's deflected out of play. 35 seconds into the game, Mike. Manitoba with a quick opportunity, but this should be an evenly played game.
Absolutely right there, Elio. Looking at the Vancouver switch down the floor there, Harp Calcat grabbing the ball has to be definitely one of the speediest guys in Canada playing the sport, and look for a lot out of him today in this game. I know the Falcons look for a big part of him.
Lots of speed to burn as Churchwell gets it back to Sidhu. Sidhu with the shot deflected by Heineman. Manitoba clears it down, and icing will be called. 46 seconds into this game, Elio Pascuzzo alongside Mike Schweigart. Men's quarterfinal action in the Canadian Men's Ball Hockey Championships from Edmonton, Alberta. These teams, as we mentioned, Manitoba second in their division, Vancouver third. They're looking to punch a ticket to the semifinals later this evening. Pasco with patience. Wheels around behind the net. Chipped ahead by Gingera. And that's calmly taken by Sonny Gill. Gill chips it up to Heineman. Beaupry. Rajan Beaupry doesn't wait long enough as his teammate is stuck in the offensive end, and that's offside. As we mentioned, these teams already played in the round robin. A heck of a game, won 4-3 by Vancouver, and as it turned out, a crucial win for the Falcons.
Yeah, very crucial. That win actually put them in this quarterfinal game, and I know they were breathing a sigh of relief after that.
Those round robin games are crucial, especially if you get off to a slow start. Dylan Smith sends it back to Inderman. Inderman behind the Vancouver Falcons net. We're less than 2 minutes into this quarterfinal matchup. Manitoba selects and the Vancouver Falcons. Mann chips it ahead to Daniel LaFortune. LaFortune dumps it in. Garriock for Manitoba. Harley Garriock. Big, imposing defenseman. Feeds it ahead. Goes wide. Shot by Lundberg. And a great opportunity. And Fernquist, with the acrobatic save, keeps the score level at 0. Manitoba pressing. Ball goes over the crossbar and still stays out of the net. But how about that save by Jeff Fernquist, keeping his team knotted at 0 early on?
Not surprising at all, Elio. Jeff has had a fantastic year this year, coming up through the rankings from the C division to the B, up to the men's A level, and he had a great provincial final this year against the Kamloops Blackjacks. Goaltending battle between Jeff and Billy Dick, an ex-Team Canada goaltender. Ended up going into triple overtime with a 2-1 win for Vancouver in the final.
Cal Wild dumps it in. We're Kurt Assel. Backpedals and reverses it. Sends it up for Danny Verrill. Verrill to Hyman, and Hyman gets it in the zone. Jeff here scored a big goal versus Saskatchewan in their final round robin game. Back to the point. Assel shoots. Scotty Cameron closes the door on that shot with a here imposing on the rebound. 2:31 into this game. As we mentioned, both provinces looking to reestablish national prominence, as Vancouver, representing British Columbia, goes back 29 years to their last national championship in Delta, BC, with the Burnaby Beavers taking home the title. Smitter Kayla, one of the Falcons' leaders, on the draw against Kevin Marchuk. Manitoba selects, send it down, and there's a rushing Dustin Kelly, but he's just not fast enough, and that'll be called icing by one of our officials, Andrew Ellis from St. John, New Brunswick.
Dustin Kelly, there's a saying you do not hear very often. He wasn't quite fast enough. Yeah. What a great young man, good player, good teammate, Team Canada player in 2009 and 2011, and Manitoba, they really look big on him to perform to help him get through this quarterfinal round.
Dustin Kelly, 3 goals, 2 assists so far in the tournament, tied for 5th and tied for 2nd in goal scoring. A nice pass to Brant Cook, who can't handle it, and Jeff Fernquist gobbles that ball up, but Manitoba will get the advantage of the face-off in the Vancouver zone. 17-11 remaining in a fast-paced early first period. Both teams want to get that early marker. Crucial in a playoff game. Winner goes on, loser is done in the Men's Canadian Ball Hockey Championships. As Vancouver Falcons commit an infraction and will have to change the centerman as Kyla steps out. Marchuk for Manitoba on the draw. He'll win it. Back to Kelly, just wide of the outstretched arms of Kernquist. Back to Wild. Cook. Brant Cook in the corner. He'll get it back to Pasco. Pasco fakes the shot. Looking, shooting into an open spot in the corner. Assel is there first. And he'll send it up to Herm Sunner. Sunner with a little bit of speed. Loses it. Pasco from this defense position challenging Robbie Cavallari and winning that battle. Pasco, backhand, gets nudged off the ball, and Cavallari will move forward with the ball. Get it up to Sunner and dump it in, and Sunner changes. Dustin Pearson, affectionately known as Daddy to his Manitoba teammates. Ball feed is fed ahead. Number 8 for Manitoba, Nomiuk. Loses it, now regains it, and tries to get it out, and that'll go off the Vancouver Falcon player. But some good end-to-end action, Mike. Manitoba with some opportunities down low, but just can't seem to get it in the real big scoring areas.
I think they're going to struggle with that all day. As mentioned earlier, Jeff's been fantastic this year. One thing noticing quickly here is Manitoba's quick transition game, and which is going to give them some good scoring opportunities against the Falcons today.
Good point, Mike, as that last opportunity by the Manitoba Selects was caused by that turnover at the Manitoba blue line. Vancouver's got to be very careful. This Manitoba team runs 4 lines, and they run as we have the referees issuing dual infractions, and it looks like number 15, Dylan Kelly, will go off for Manitoba, along with Rajan Boprai for Vancouver at the 3:53 mark of the first period. Since both penalties are offsetting, teams will remain 5-on-5 to continue play. Sidhu dumps it in. Jesse Churchwell chases down the Manitoba defenseman. Nice interception by Sonny Gill, but he's displaced of possession. And here come the Manitoba Selects. Nomiuk tries to send it in front. It's backhand by Chartier to no avail. Sonny Gill gains the zone, one-on-one with Stu Thiessen. Gill goes outside, tries to backhand it in front. Cameron leaves it and then holds it instead of giving it to Kurt Assel. And that'll stop play. 4:29 into the game. We're broadcasting live from Edmonton, Alberta, the 2012 Men's Canadian Ball Hockey Championships from the Millwoods Recreation Center. A great event hosted all week by the Wild Rose Ball Hockey Association. I'm Elio Pascuzzo alongside Mike Schweigard. Glad you can join us. This quarterfinal pits 2 teams that are looking to reach the semifinals and hopefully the gold medal game thereafter. Manitoba with an opportunity now as number 18, Lundberg, keeps on pursuing but can't get it past Fernquist. Mike, we mentioned Jeff Fernquist's play. That's going to be crucial for Vancouver because it looks like Manitoba is really coming in hard on the offense, and Fernquist's got to be there to just keep them in the game and let the boys settle down.
Generally, that's been one of the Falcons' biggest challenges every year has been their goaltending, which has held them back quite a bit. They've always had a good offensive and defensive core, but as mentioned, Jeff has been stepping up over the last couple of years and definitely looking to do a little damage here against Manitoba today.
Inderman calmly feeds it ahead to Daniel Lafortune. Fortune grabs it out of the air, and he'll try to send it deep, but can't. And that's sent out of play as we've had a multitude of whistles over the last few minutes here. Edmonton, Alberta hosting this tournament for the first time since 1995, where a young coach from Quebec, Mr. Tony Iannito, led his Montreal Storm to their first gold medal. beating British Columbia's representative that year, the Burnaby Bulls, in the final to claim Quebec's first gold medal at this event. Nice body there by Kurt Assel. And he'll calmly send it back to Cavallari. He tries to tip it ahead, and that's deflected off Vishu Singh's stick. And here comes Manitoba. Adam Soul. Soul tries to get by Assel. Kept in nicely, but Assel feeds it ahead. And Pasco, having a great tournament himself, Dylan Pasco for the Manitoba Selects will calmly retreat, regroup, and fire. Soul having difficulty, but he'll manage to get it out. Vancouver takes over possession, and Jeff here will just send it in for the change. Cameron leaves it for Pasco. Just over 6 minutes gone. First period, men's quarterfinal action here in Edmonton. Pasco having a lot of difficulty with number 96 of Vancouver, and we'll have an infraction to the Vancouver Falcons. Herman Sunner will head to the box as Pasco lost possession, regained possession, and then forced the infraction.
Yeah, Herman looked like he tried to lift the stick there and get that ball away. And unfortunately, the stick wasn't there. He clipped him in the face. So Manitoba is going to go on a 4-minute power play here.
Herman Sunner for the Vancouver Falcons will go into the box with a 4-minute stick infraction slash 6:17 into the first period. As play is underway, Manitoba with their first power play. Wild and Cook up high. They'll have number 47 also on the floor as Cook takes it in and dumps it in. Chasing back is Sonny Gill. Gill sends it out nicely and down the floor, and Cook retreats. Derek Gingera up front alongside Roman Nomiak. Cook. Wild. Nice shot there by Nomiak as a nice play by Brant Cook, setting it up wide, and then Nomiak just didn't get enough on that 40 seconds into the power play.
Manitoba seems to be moving the ball around well here on this first power play this afternoon. And expect some more of that, and a lot of guys going to the net with this team.
The all-do-everything player, Smitter Kayla, on the penalty kill for the Vancouver Falcons. Cook sends it wide. Wild taking his time to Cook. Cook fakes, shoots, nicely blocked by number 17, Jason Heineman, and Kayla sends it down and goes off. Cook tries to catch Vancouver sleeping here. Sends it deep, but it's just out of the outstretched arms of Roman Nomiak, and that'll come back for an icing. 1:07 into this power play, 12:36 remaining in the first period.
Callan Wild on the Manitoba Selects power play there. Callan is a Team Canada veteran from 2011 and was named most valuable defenseman for the tournament last year. This young man has really stepped it up. He's a 3-time most valuable defenseman at our nationals, and seems to keep getting better year in year every year, Elio.
.7:24 into the first period, still scoreless in a crucial quarterfinal matchup. The Manitoba Selects and the Vancouver Falcons. Ball comes back to Assel. Assel sends it in. Shot! Cameron makes the save and has lots of time to give it to Dustin Kelly as the Manitoba power play regroups with a couple of subtle changes. Dustin Pearson on the floor. Number 44, Marchuk with the ball. Battled by Cavallari. Back to Kelly. Kelly looking to get organized. And he'll leave it back for number 76. Down low, Marchuk. Back to Marchuk. Down low. It's Manitoba patiently looking for an opening. Nice shot, Kelly. Fernquist with the save. That'll go across to number 23, Dylan Pasco, but he can't get enough on it. Kelly again with the one-timer. Assel battling, shorthanded. And Kelly regroups. Back high, back to Kelly. Fernquist with the save, rebound, shoot. Save Fernquist, holding his team in. As extracurricular activities commence here at the Millwoods Rec Center. But you know the old saying, Mike, your best penalty killer is your
goaltender. As always, Elio. And we can expect both of these teams today, when they're killing some penalties, that both their goalies are going to step up and do the job for their teams this afternoon.
Good looking power play by Manitoba, and we're going to have more offsetting penalties here as number 89 for Manitoba Selects, Dustin Kelly, hits the box alongside Kurt Assel for the Vancouver Falcons, who, by the way, has logged quite a few minutes early on for this Falcon team.
And Kurt's been very instrumental for the team so far in the tournament, actually throughout this whole season. It's good to see him back. He was off for a couple years. He plays college hockey down in the U.S. in Division I.
Wild regroups with a minute and a half left on this Manitoba 4-minute advantage. Cook. Wild. Down low. Back to Cook. Comes across to Nomiak, who blasts it. And that gets stopped just in front as Gingera's there, but can't corral the rebound. Nomiak. Gingera back to Nomiak, who'll settle it down. Nomiak fakes the shot down to Gingera. Off the blocker, Fernquist. And number 17, Jason Heineman, sends it down as we approach the last minute in this power play for the Selects. Brant Cook, also a member of Team Canada, gets it into Nomiak, who comes all the way wide to Wild, and he'll settle it down back to Cook. Shoots! Block shot. Perfect. Nomiak. Got to sell out on that penalty kill to Wild, and he can't connect. As Sonny Gill chases him down feverishly. Back to Cook. Cook. 30 seconds remaining in this power play. Cook. Wheeling. Dealing. Wristing. Fernquist. Good position. Makes the save. As the Vancouver Falcons are 22 seconds away from killing off a 4-minute Manitoba advantage midway through the first period here. Of course, Manitoba, most recently 2009, hosted these national championships. What a great tournament it was, with the Brampton Express defeating the Montreal Red Light in the final, and the Mississauga Hawks capturing the bronze medal in that tournament hosted by Winnipeg. Great history in this tournament with Manitoba, as we mentioned. We've got an update from our other quarterfinal. Montreal Red Light, a power play goal by Martin Frichette, assisted by Daou and Roy. 12 minutes left in the period. 1-0 Montreal Red Light over the Edmonton Nighthawks in the other men's quarterfinal. Shots on goal so far in that game, 7-0 for Red Light, as the 7-time national champions look to stamp their ticket to a semifinal matchup, and they're off to a good start. We'll keep you posted here on the Canadian Ball Hockey Association coverage of the men's and women's national championships. Sunner, short-handed, curling behind, and he's going to draw a penalty. As good forechecking on the penalty kill by Herm Sunner for the Vancouver Falcons will result in what looks to be another 4-minute stick infraction being called to the player on the Manitoba Selects, and it is a slash.
Yeah, this 4-minute stick penalty rule really gives an advantage to a team. It gives them 4 minutes to score, and if the team does score, they're only allowed to score one goal, Elio, and the other team can be full strength. The interesting thing about this penalty is, in order to keep the stick work out of the game, which is why this rule was invented, it's like almost like a 4-minute misconduct penalty. The player has to sit in the box for the whole 4 minutes.
So one power play opportunity, but it lasts for 4 minutes. And now, in about 2 seconds, they'll be even. And now Vancouver has the power play. And they'll set it up. Smitter Kayla. Great resume in this sport, Smitter Kayla. Taking his time with Vancouver on the power play now with 9:26 remaining in the first period. Scoreless game. Kayla will send it in. Try to chase it down himself. As Gingera gets there, wraps it around to Stu Thiessen. Thiessen battles. Not far enough. And it'll come back to number 12, Marcel Lafortune. Kayla. Back to 91. Inderman to Lafortune. He takes a shot. Cameron's there. Cal Wild on the penalty kill. Patient and out. 1 minute gone in this 4-minute advantage. Less than 9 minutes remaining in the first period. Inderman. Solid tournament so far. Tries to get it in, but Cavallari just ahead of the ball. And with 8:43 left in the first period, we're still scoreless in a great-looking first period, Mike.
Absolutely. There was a great save there by Scott Cameron coming across for the shot with Marcel Lafortune. And you mentioned Robbie Cavallari, another Division I college U.S. player coming back to the game, which is great to see for us in Canada. All these ice hockey players getting involved in the off-season and playing a little bit of ball hockey.
Yes, great conditioning sport for ice hockey players. You improve your hand-eye coordination, your cardio, and as well are allowed to play amongst friends that you may normally not play with on the ice hockey rink. 2:40 remaining in the power play. Falcons trying to get a lead here in the quarterfinals as Mann dumps it in. Chased down by Marchuk. Marchuk battling for Manitoba. And a stick will come up and clip Marchuk, and it looks like a high sticking penalty to Vancouver, and we're going to have to wait and see on the severity of this infraction. But both referees with their arm up, and they make the call for the high stick, and it looks like it's going to go to number 96, Herman Sunner, for the Falcons. And that'll even up play here at the Millwoods Rec Center in Edmonton, Alberta.
It's going to be nice to see here, Elio, a little 4-on-4 action with both these teams. Both speedy, both move the ball well. It's going to be a very interesting next couple of minutes here at 4-on-4.
2:26 of 4-on-4 action here in quarterfinal action. Mann dumps it in. Chased down hard by Paul Castis. It'll come back to Nomiak. Castis then takes over, turns around, patiently sends it back to Wild, who'll try to feed it up the middle nicely to Brant Cook. Cook, 1-on-2. Nomiak picks up the junk, back to Cook, but just behind Brant Cook. And here comes LaFortune for Vancouver. Lots of room and space out there. LaFortune sends it wide to Zach Kelm. Kelm, he retreats, backhands it ahead. All along the boards. Nomiak takes a swipe at it. Wild then will pause and go. Wild, the captain of this Manitoba Selects, tries to do a little too much. And Dylan Smith is there. But Brant Cook will chase it down. As Jesse Churchwell, scorer of the game winner in their round-robin game, chases them. Cook sends it over to Nomiak. Nomiak, hounded by Cavallari, who makes a nice play on the ball. Displaces him and sends it up to Churchwell. Churchwell dumps it in, is going to try to avoid the icing, but can't. 6:58 remaining in the first period. Men's National Canadian Ball Hockey Championship quarterfinal action. The Vancouver Falcons 0, Manitoba Select 0. First goal is going to be crucial.
Absolutely. Looking on the floor right now and seeing Dylan Kelly coming out along with his brother Dustin. Dylan's a great young man, coming out of the Junior Team Canada U20 program from 2010, won a world championship. He's been one of the best players on Manitoba this year at this year's tournament for sure.
They both are having a good tournament as they get another opportunity, and that's frozen by Fernquist and company with 1:02 remaining in the first 4-minute infraction. 2:36 remains in Vancouver's 4-minute infraction. The Kellys, both of them with 5 points, tied for 5th in the scoring. Dustin Kelly's 3 goals has him second. Another blast off the draw by number 15, Dylan Kelly. And that stop by Fernquist, who's been asked to make a couple of key saves in this first period to keep the score 0-0. Kelly on the draw. against Hyndman. Hyndman wins that one. And Sonny Gill, the patient defenseman from British Columbia, gives it up though, inadvertently, and Kelly will snap it, and that'll be blocked by Par Sidhu. Sidhu tries to go with a cross pass, and Sonny Gill intercepts, gives it to Hyndman, but that's intercepted. And here comes Manitoba. Kelly, patience, tries to send it to Kelly in front, and that can't go. As Vancouver trying to turn the tide here. Sonny Gill. That's blocked by Wild. Sonny Gill again with possession. Manitoba 10 seconds away from a 1 minute and 45-second penalty kill, and Cameron will wisely freeze the ball. 5:57 remaining in the first period. 7 seconds remaining in the first penalty on that 4-on-4.
Just an update from the other side, Elio. It's still 1-0 for the Red Light. There's 7 minutes left. Nighthawks appear to be turning it up, but Red Light's still controlling the pace over there. So sounds like a great game over there. Red Light definitely coming into that game as the favorite, but it looks like Edmonton Nighthawks are standing holding their own.
Edmonton Nighthawks the host. Cavallari off the ball. Score! Smitter Kayla with the draw. Robbie Cavallari with the blast. Deflection. 1-0. Vancouver Falcons. 14:07 into the first period. And that'll be a 4-on-4 tally with 3 seconds remaining in the first. And Smitter Kayla winning a key draw in the Manitoba end. And Cavallari not shy to letting that blast go. As Manitoba will now go on the power play with 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Cook with patience. Manitoba selects, now looking at a deficit. Cavallari with a nice anticipation, and he'll retreat Brant Cook back into his own zone. Good intensity on the Vancouver penalty kill, and Smitter Kayla goes wide. Decides to try to kill a few more seconds and look for an opening, and he'll try to go cross floor, and Cook intercepts. He'll send it ahead. Gingera to Wild. Manitoba sets it up. Kelly tries to go cross, and Cavallari with an impressive defensive play to Kayla. Down the floor it goes, and Cameron will look and see where he's going to go, and he'll go to Brant Cook. Vancouver with some great penalty killing here in the first period. Dumped in by Cook, and he'll chase it down himself. Par Sidhu with the nifty move to Assel, and Assel will just gently send it down the floor. 20 seconds remaining in this abbreviated Manitoba Select power play. Pearson, he'll send it nicely to Kelly. Kelly with an opening, shoots! Fernquist with the save. With 4:23 remaining in the first period. Nice opportunity there as Pearson feeds Kelly, and Manitoba close to evening up the score.
Dustin Kelly's had a couple of great opportunities in this first period to score, and Jeff Fernquist just keeps closing the door on him. I expect Dustin to keep going, and he's going to try and tie this back up for Manitoba.
Sonny Gill sends it down as the penalty expires for Vancouver, and we're back to 5-on-5 action nearing the 16-minute mark of the first period. Pearson taking his time, tries to get it in, but he's chased down nicely by number 12, Marcel Lafortune. Lafortune goes in, Deeks, scores! Marcel Lafortune with the turnover and the solo effort. 3:55 remaining first period, and Vancouver Falcons have taken a 2-0 lead in this quarterfinal matchup.
Wow, what a great move. Marcel going in there on the 2-on-1 with his brother Daniel. Used him as a bit of a decoy there, and made the deke and slipped it between Scott Cameron's legs. Beautiful goal.
Well, Mike, you know in big games your best players have to come through. And we can see the first two Vancouver Falcons goals, as the Manitoba Selects have opted to take their timeout, have been scored by their big gunners. Kayla with the draw back to Cavallari, And now Marcel Lafortune with the goal to make it 2-0 Vancouver Falcons. And with the goaltending they're getting, they're off to a great start.
Absolutely. The 2-0 score is showing nothing with the goaltending. Scotty Cameron's been solid on that other end as well, as has Jeff Fernquist, and expect to keep this going. And one thing I've learned over the years, coaching against Manitoba myself, is you can't count these boys out.
No, Manitoba, no stranger. They potted 6 in their round robin, another 4, and also 3 against Vancouver. So they are capable of scoring, but they are facing a deficit with Fernquist, Ferndog, shutting the door so far as Manitoba sends it in deep. Falcons turn it around behind Dylan Smith. Smith, nicely. Up ahead to Daniel Lafortune. Smith on the pinch from the back end. Gets displaced, and Wild will take possession and send it around. But Vancouver, tenacious with the forecheck, causing all kinds of problems for the Manitoba Selects. But we're going to have a penalty called on the Manitoba Select player, and it's going to go to number 39, Brett Chartier. Will be called on the infraction, and the Vancouver Falcons, with a 2-0 lead, will go on their power play, led by Smitter Kayla.
We got an update from the other arena here, Elio. There's 5 minutes to go. It's still nothing with red light over the Edmonton Nighthawks. The Nighthawks are heading onto the power play. Shots on goal are close. Red light is out shooting them 11-8.
Far cry from that early 7-0 disadvantage that Edmonton faced in that other game early on in shots on goal. Looks like the play is evening out, and they're hanging in there. Of course, Edmonton Nighthawks, the host of this tournament, 1-3 in the round robin. Red light 2-1-1. As the Manitoba Selects fire it down, 4-minute slashing infraction to number 39, Brett Chartier, and we approach 3 minutes remaining in the first period, and that's sent in deep as Dustin Pearson chases it down. Kayla anticipates and intercepts it behind the net. Battling with Stu Thiessen. Battling, and that'll be blown dead. 2:52 remaining first period. You're watching the Canadian Ball Hockey Championships 2012 Men's Edition from Edmonton, Alberta. Quarterfinal action, the Vancouver Falcons and the Manitoba Selects. Winner punches their ticket to the semifinals. Loser is done. Vancouver now will set it up on the power play. Kayla, he'll send it back to Assel. Assel takes a shot. Deflected in front of the net by Pearson. But Harp Calcat, nifty play to gain possession again for Vancouver. Calcat rolls behind the net, creates a little more space. Calcat wheeling, dealing along the boards, and it'll come back to Assel. Assel keeps it in. Give and go to Kayla. Kayla back to Assel. Sharni Kayla. Down low. Assel with the shot. Cameron with the big time save as Gingera chases it down. And that'll be sent all the way down by the Manitoba Select forward, and Fernquist gives it to Assel. Assel now, 2:25 remaining in the penalty, 1:44 in the first. Daniel Lafortune controlling possession. He'll send it back to Inderman. Herm Sunner. Sunner. Fake. Man. Give and go back to Sunner. Sunner's patient. Fakes the shot. Goes down low. Back to Sunner. Sunner with the shot. Just a little bit too much mustard on that. And Manitoba with an opportunity coming the other way. Cameron. He'll backhand it and chew big time seconds as we've entered the last minute of play in the first period here in Edmonton. Vancouver up 2-0 and on a power play. Sent down by Mann. And that'll be called on the icing with 50 seconds remaining in the first period. Manitoba holding Vancouver to peripheral play there on the power play, but really not allowing any chances within the high-scoring zone.
Not at all. They're doing a great job setting up in that diamond against the umbrella, getting out to the players as they pass, getting their sticks down in the middle, active sticks, keeping the ball from going through the zones, and getting out to the players and giving them a hard time to shoot.
Face-off zone in the Vancouver end. Draw one. Back to Cook. Back to the point. Sent deep. Nomiak. He's had a solid tournament so far. Nomiak killing valuable seconds here on the penalty kill. 1-on-3. And Assel then feeds it ahead to Kayla. Back to Assel, but that'll be kept in by Wild. And Nomiak will take a shot, which drifts wide of the net. And number 25, Par Sidhu, takes over. Calcat with the name, battling Wild. Cal Wild. Strong tournament to Cook. Cook will go one-on-one, and he'll chip it by Assel. Little too far ahead, but he'll chase it down with 5 seconds remaining in the first. He'll have to hurry. He curls. One move too many. And that ends the first period of action here, as the Vancouver Falcons, behind goals by Rob Cavalieri and Marcel Lafortune, go into the break with a 2-0 lead. Men's quarterfinal action, the Canadian Ball Hockey Championships in Edmonton, Alberta. We'll be back with more action shortly. Welcome back to Edmonton and the Millwoods Recreation Center men's quarterfinal action. We're at the first period intermission with the Vancouver Falcons leading the Manitoba Selects by a score of 2-0. Manitoba with the edge in shots on goal, 12-6, Mike, and that tells you how good Fern Dog Jeff Fernquist has played so far.
Absolutely. He's been standing on his head for this team, as he has the whole tournament, as well as their other goaltender, Tyler Couture, who is part of our Canadian military. Did a tour over in Afghanistan, which is fantastic to see him coming back to our sport and doing his job for all of us in Canada over there. Don Cherry would be really proud.
Yes, we all as Canadians are very proud of him and salute him as the Canadian Armed Forces, one of 10 associate members of Hockey Canada, alongside the Canadian Ball Hockey Association, as well as the National Hockey League and National Hockey League Players Association, amongst others. 1:09 left in that first period. In the other quarterfinal, Montreal Red Light still leading and going on a 5-on-3 power play, so they could add to their lead in that game, but Edmonton hanging in there late in the first in that matchup.
Yes, that Edmonton team, they've managed to roll their way through this tournament. They got through with a big win in their first game that put them in the quarterfinals. And unfortunately, the team from Ontario, the St. Mike's Ball Hockey Club, ended up going home last night after the round robin. But what a great bunch of young men coming and representing the great province of Ontario. And fantastic to see them here and representing their province. And I think they had enjoyed themselves. Never easy to go home. I've been on that end of the stick myself as a coach, and it's never a fun time on Thursday evening when you got to leave that rink.
Yes, St. Michael's Ball Hockey Club, along with the Saskatchewan Buffalo, representing the province of Saskatchewan, were the two teams eliminated in round-robin play. For those of you who'd like updates on the statistics, www.cbha.com is where you want to go for all the updates. And with 10 seconds left in the first period in our other quarterfinal, Dominic Morency, assisted by Jeremy Brunet, power play goal, 2-0 Montreal Red Light at the intermission over the Edmonton Nighthawks in that game. So both quarterfinals with the same score lines, 2-0. We got Manitoba Selects and the Vancouver Falcons. Second period action coming up momentarily. Second period action here at the Millwoods Recreation Center, the 2012 Men's Canadian Ball Hockey Championships. Manitoba Selects, Vancouver Falcons, quarterfinal action. Winner moves on to a semifinal berth. Vancouver with the 2-0 lead behind goals by Robbie Cavalieri and Marcel Lafortune. Vancouver going right to left on your screen. Manitoba left to right. 20 minutes for the Manitoba Selects to overturn this deficit and keep their tournament alive. Nomiuk and Kayla on the draw. Vancouver with still 40 seconds remaining on that power play. And Nomiuk will try to kill valuable seconds, dumping it in deep. Assel regroups. Patient power play for the Vancouver Falcons as they look to try to extend their lead. Wrapped right around towards Harp Calcat. Harp Calcat with a nifty move with the hand. Down deep. Calcat sends it back to Assel. Assel, he'll wait for Churchwell. Calcat, down low to Kayla. Can't go. Churchwell runs it down. Calcat. Assel shoots. Rebound. Scores! Jesse Churchwell. Johnny on the spot. Power play just coming to an end as the player comes onto the floor. Churchwell bangs it in off the shot from Assel. 3-0 Vancouver Falcons, 46 seconds into the second.
Wow, Jesse Churchwell coming up big there for the Falcons. Elio, he's a young man that's out of West Coast Minor Ball Hockey Association and BC junior program. Played with the Valley Ball Hockey Association. I believe this is his second or his third year in the men's game now, and his first year with the Falcons, making a huge impact in this quarterfinal matchup.
Yes, and the Manitoba Selects know Jesse Churchwell all too well. He's the one who scored the game winner with 2:04 left in the round robin to give them that win, as mentioned previously. Manitoba now backs up against the wall, down 3 goals. Dustin Pearson, known as Daddy to his teammates, will try to take it into his own hands, but calmly Inderman chips it out as Vancouver looks to protect a valuable 3-goal cushion here in the second. Cook, you'll see a lot of him in this second period. Sends it up to Kelly. Kelly with speed, little too far ahead, and Inderman is there as he's been this whole game. Here tries to get it in. Little too fancy though. Marchuk to Kelly. Kelly being handed by Cavalieri. Cook down low, and he's knocked down. with no call. Jeff here now with possession. Chips it ahead to number 26, who will lose it to Dylan Pascal, who'll get it to Pearson. Pearson with time. Sends it up to Chartier. Chartier, Kuric. Kuric sends it in. Cavallari, where he's been all game, intercepting balls, but sends it back. Kuric. Kuric tries to get it wide, and Cavallari with another turnover created. LaFortune displaced, and back to Assel. Assel sends it wide. As Vancouver with momentum. Zach Helm to LaFortune with the one-handed nifty backhand. And Scotty Cameron with a huge save to keep Manitoba in this one.
Yes, Scotty's a great goaltender. We've seen him for years here at the Nationals now. I'd say this is probably got to be his 5th or 6th Nationals. Took home a bronze medal in 2008 in Vancouver. Earned him a spot on Team Canada in 2009. Played a couple of great games there as well for Canada.
As Manitoba gets possession off the draw, Pearson chips it ahead, and Sonny Gill playing a whale of a game on the back end to his partner Par Sidhu. This Sidhu-Gill matchup has been very difficult for Manitoba today, as they've brought their A game to this quarterfinal matchup. Gill with patience sends it in deep. Cameron stops for Wild, who'll blast it around the boards, and a nifty chip to Kuric. Chartier. Frustration setting in for the Manitoba Selects as they'll change. As Par Sidhu calmly and almost causes a turnover, but Sidhu and Sonny Gill on the backhand have played solid. Vishu Singh sends it for Harp. Calcat with a shot. Rebound. Vishu Singh with an opportunity. And Manitoba will just send it right down. 16:30 remaining in the second period. You're watching the 2012 Canadian Ball Hockey Championships in the men's division. Quarterfinal action. Vancouver Falcons 3, Manitoba Selects 0. And Vancouver with the upper hand, Mike, and looking just to play a conservative type defensive game the rest of the way.
I think you'll see that from them, but these guys don't give up anything either. They're going to keep going. They're going to keep attacking. This is a team that does not take the foot off the pedal.
Manitoba, certainly a 40-minute team by all accounts. And here's an opportunity for Gingera, and he'll just slide it wide as he slams into Fernquist. But again, Fernquist shuts the door as Kayla battling without a stick. To number 91, Inderman. Smith. Manitoba now will gamble, and they'll pinch on the forecheck as it goes back to Kelly. Dylan Kelly. 5 points in the tournament. They'll need some of his scoring the rest of the way if they hope to remain in this competition. Gingera. Wide. And he's shoved by Dylan Smith, and he'll draw the penalty. With 15:38 left in the second, the Manitoba Selects will go on a crucial 2-minute man advantage to try to get back into this hockey game.
We have an update next door, LAO, for Red Light opening up the second half with a quick power play goal, 29 seconds in. Scored by their captain, Paul Roy, assisted by number 25, Martin Corbet, to take a 3-0 lead.
The veteran captain of Montreal Red Light, hoping to keep their tournament alive in their quest for their 8th national championship. Will set an all-time record in Canadian Ball Hockey Association history. If they could accomplish that feat, they're up 3-0 there. Vancouver is up 3-0 in this game. But Manitoba with the power play. Cavallari, active stick on the penalty kill, as Robbie Cavallari's not allowing no ball to come through his area today. As Manitoba needs to score, and needs to score soon. Keep this game going.
Another quick update, LEO, from next door. Nighthawks answer back at 19:01 of the second period. Number 77, Spencer Irving, assisted by Trevor Corbin, and 92, Mike Ringrose, bring that score to 3-1.
Nighthawks battling back here. Manitoba would like that result as well, as a blast is sent in, but Assel with a great hand-eye coordination, sends that one down. 1:18 remaining in this man advantage. Cal Wild, great tournament so far. And that will go all the way out over the bench, as Vancouver is questioning whether or not that's a delay of game. And as it's going towards the bench area, that'll get Fernquist off the hook, as a goalie cannot clear the ball out of the playing surface. However, once the playing surface reaches the bench area, that play is legal. 1:07 still remains in the power play.
Yes, that's a veteran move by a goaltender like Jeff Fernquist. Certainly been known to be a sly goaltender over the years, and learns to play those angles.
Wild sends it wide. Cook, Wild tries to get it through. Down low, Kelly. Wheeling, dealing, Kelly. He'll send it back to Marchuk, to Wild. Cook with possession. He'll send it back to Wild as they try to set up the one-time shot. Wide. Marchuk with the shot, deflected by Kelly, and he just can't get that one by Fernquist. Wild tries to catch Vancouver napping. Cook gets possession, and the zone is set. Sends it in. Kelly with the deflection, back in front, and Herb Calcat sends it all the way down and out. With 13:55 remaining in the second, 17 seconds remaining in the power play. Good-looking power play by Manitoba there, getting a couple of valuable opportunities.
Absolutely. These guys are hungry. They want to get back in this game. And as I said earlier, I certainly don't count these guys out. They've been known to come back. And as mentioned, this is a great rivalry. And it's going to be a fantastic finish to this game, Elio.
Lots of hockey still left to play as the referees converge to talk over that call. And they've got it all straightened out. Face-off in the Vancouver zone. Kayla and Chartier. As Manitoba, with only 17 seconds remaining, may have a clock issue here, as referee Andrew Ellis is at the timer's box, just making sure that the clock was stopped at the appropriate time. Edmonton, Alberta, the hosts of these national championships, as we mentioned previously, first time since 1995. And 2012 has been a great tournament, as 8 men's teams and 8 women's teams have converged on this great city for national ball hockey supremacy. We're down to 6 in the men's division. Newfoundland Black Horse, the 2010 champions, they have a bye into the semifinals, along with the Calgary Phantoms, who have a bye looking to bring Alberta its first men's national title in the association's 35-year history. Kayla picks it up, and Herb Calcat with speed to the forehand. Cameron saves. Rebound Calcat, and Cameron is there with a big-time stop as Vancouver look to capitalize on the shorthanded play. Nifty move by Calcat to go to the forehand and then get the turnover, but Cameron equal to the task for the Manitoba Selects, as this penalty is almost coming to an end with 7 seconds remaining. As I mentioned, Calgary and Newfoundland with the byes to the semis. One of these two teams will join them. Calcat takes a shot, and Adam Soul is there for Manitoba to pick up the junk and send it in deep. Fernquist right up the middle, and Wild is there for Manitoba. Wild going wide to the backhand. Fernquist with a nice save. Gill bodying the Manitoba player in the corner. Soul picks it up. Going against Pars Sidhu. Gill with physicality and displacement as Pars Sidhu picks up his teammates' hard-working efforts remains. Selects try to catch him napping, and Cameron lets it go deep, where Inderman picks it up with 13 minutes remaining in the quarterfinal. La Fortune to man. Vancouver in no hurry here, nursing a 3-goal advantage. Will just gently chip it out and force Manitoba to retreat. Garriock being hounded by Danny Vero. Gingera chips it deep. Cavallari. Manitoba retreats in their own end. Time ticking on their national championship medal hopes as Churchwell sends it back to Par Sidhu, who's logged a lot of minutes in this game. Admiral job on the back end for number 25, Par Sidhu. Cavallari up to Churchwell. Churchwell, scorer of the third goal, dumps it in. Cameron leaves it for Stu Thiessen, but that's intercepted and scored on the blatant turnover. Rajan Boprai fires it, and Cameron had a piece of it but couldn't stop it from going in, and Vancouver has taken a 4-0 lead on a giveaway with 11:53 left. That could be a backbreaker, Mike.
Absolutely. Rajan Boprai, another graduate out of the West Coast Minor Ball Hockey Association youth program, out of the Metro Minor Association. One of the referees here today was a big instrument in starting that association up and working with their great team there for a number of years. Rajan also this year, speaking earlier of the men's A provincial final, he scored that big 2-1 winning goal in the triple overtime against the Kamloops Blackjacks. We do have an update from next door. Red Light appears to be headed to another 4-minute power play, and looks, Elio, as if the Nighthawks are becoming a little undisciplined, which isn't going to help their chances against this steamrolling Red Light when they get their power play going.
Well, when you're down 2 goals to the 7-time national champions in the second period, the last thing you want to do to formulate a comeback is go in the penalty box, and it looks like Red Light has an advantage there coming home, but still only up 3-1. Sent in deep. Pascal bumped off as Vancouver tries to gain even further momentum. Now up 4 goals. And a big mountain facing this Manitoba Selects team as the energy players, Boprai, scorer of that 4th goal, pressures them. Lee Couric can't get it in deep, but they'll gain the zone. Chartier not quick enough on the blue line, and Manitoba is called on the offside. 11:18 remaining. Second period here in Edmonton, Millwoods Recreation Center, men's quarterfinal action. Vancouver up 4-0, 11 minutes and 18 seconds remaining, Mike, away from a semifinal berth.
Absolutely. That's what both of these teams came looking forward into this game. Manitoba just can't seem to get it going offensively today. They've been a little undisciplined, and a strong power play like the Vancouver Falcons, they're going to take advantage of that in every single time.
Jeff here scored a big goal against Saskatchewan. He's displaced by Pearson, who'll send it up to Brant Cook. Here come the Selects. Marchuk sends it deep, right in front. Cook with the deflection off a nice feed by Kelly. And that was inches away from getting them on the board. And they need a goal soon if they have any hope of taming this Falcon squad today.
Yeah, mentioning the youth programs across Canada, Elio, see these players graduating out, coming into the men's level, coming to the A division, competing at the Canadian National Championships. It's fantastic to see. Manitoba this year, they've had a youth program going for a couple years. They won their first U17 Junior National Championships this year in Vernon, BC. So big congratulations to the Manitoba Ball Hockey Association for all their hard work building their minor programs.
Manitoba certainly on the upswing with ball hockey. They've already reached glory in the men's stage, and this past Junior Nationals reached glory in the junior stage. Marchuk. Now the task is difficult, but they won't quit. Here come the Falcons. Sent in deep. Castus wheels and turns, but he'll just give it right up to Danny Vero. Vero, energy player, along with Vishu Singh. Sunner, Herm Sunner, battling along the boards with Castus. Castus and Sunner, and Vishu Singh will take control. Back to Smith. Smith calmly whips it around the boards, and Wild can't get to it. Vishu Singh cycles it down low to Vero. Vero along the wall. Back to Vishu Singh. Vancouver Falcons controlling possession here as we are more than halfway into the second period. Less than 10 minutes away from a semifinal spot for the Vancouver Falcons. But if Wild has anything to say, Manitoba tries to mount a comeback for the ages. Cameron dishes it off as the oncoming Dylan Smith is there. Churchwell is bumped. And there'll be a penalty on the play. As Manitoba will take a 2-minute penalty as Churchwell, keeping those feet moving, will draw the penalty. Number 5 looks like Stu Thiessen for Manitoba is going to go in the box for 2.
An update from next door, Elio. The Nighthawks killed off that 4-minute power play by Red Light, which is absolutely fantastic for that team. It's going to take them going in. Looking at a little stats from over there, Red Light are 3 for 4 on the power play today. Nighthawks are 0 for 2. Game's 3-1. Shows you what's going on that side.
Montreal Red Light taking advantage of their vaunted power play, looking themselves to punch a ticket to the Final Four. Vancouver with a 2-minute power play here. Less than 9 minutes left. As Manitoba with the goalie change. Back up, Patrick Ross is in net, but he can't stop that one. As the goalie change makes no difference to Robbie Cavalieri. He'll capitalize on the power play. And with 8:48 remaining, the Vancouver Falcons have all but clinched their spot to the semifinal, up 5-0 on Manitoba.
Yeah, the cross crease pass there from Jeff here to Robbie Cavalieri. No chance for Pat Ross there. Unfortunate time to come in the game, but you know what? Smart move by Jeff Sikowicz, the head coach. Make a change, try and get his team going here, and unfortunately it didn't work out. But we'll see what happens. There's still 8:42 left to go in the second period.
5-0 Vancouver, firmly in control of this game as Manitoba tries to come back. Pearson sends it in, and Fernquist with the juggling act to keep that ball out. And as he's done throughout the game, Fernquist has shut the door on the Manitoba Selects. And getting back to Scotty Cameron, great tournament heading into this game, 2.01 goals against average, solid throughout the 2 Manitoba victories. On the other end of the spectrum, we have a Vancouver Falcons team who is certainly hitting their stride. Started the tournament with a 1-1 tie against the Calgary Phantoms as we look at Jeff Fernquist, who may have tweaked something as he fell back there. And the referees won't take any chances as they'll ask for the trainers to come on board. Vancouver's second game, a 6-2 loss to Montreal Red Light. But since then, 4-3 win over Manitoba. Then a big win last night over Saskatchewan, and it looks like this team is going to be going into the semifinals riding a 3-game win streak, and that's what you want from a tournament, is to go into the semis with momentum. Absolutely.
You see the great teams that have competed here and won nationals. They seem to wind like a clock, Elio, as they go along the tournament, and the Vancouver Falcons certainly seem to be doing that here.
Yes, Vancouver up 5-0, 8:31 left in the game as we have a break in the action. Again, Alberta, no strangers to hosting this national event, 2005. Out in Calgary, where Montreal Red Light from Quebec won it. We already mentioned the 1995 tournament. 1991, another tournament hosted by Alberta, which the Frasca Top Guns from Ontario managed to win gold behind George Gortzo's defensive presence. And then in 87, the first women's national championship, as this year we celebrate 25 years of the women's national championship. The Canadiana Cougars, led by Chris Pellerin, captured the inaugural national championship. On the men's side, Best Western Travelers out of Newfoundland with the championship. Little did we know they'd follow it up with a championship, becoming the only team in the decade of the 80s to repeat as national championships. The 80s still remain in national championship history as the only decade where 4 different provinces won men's gold, as well as the only decade where only one team was able to repeat.
It's great seeing another fantastic Newfoundland team here this week, Elio. They kind of walked through the round robin. I don't think they really had much problems with any team. They got another fantastic team here today, this year led by Captain Terry Ryan. And, they're going to be looking for, I think they're going to have their hands full against whoever they play tonight in the semifinal action. They play at 7:30 tonight at Millwoods Arena here in Edmonton.
Exactly. Double headers tonight on both fronts, the men's and the women's. Some tantalizing matchups in both divisions. Play is underway again as Kayla, a menace on the draws today, here for Vancouver. Keeps working hard. But here comes Kelly in Manitoba. No quit in the Manitoba Selects here. The 1985 National Championship province won't give up. Here, he'll send it. Pearson. He'll send it up to Kelly. Kelly having a great tournament in his own right. To Gingera. And Cavallari. Yeoman's work on the back end for Cavallari today. An awe-inspiring performance by number 2 in this quarterfinal matchup. Nomiak. He'll try to go wide and hit Adam Soul. Soul. Turn. Badgered by Parsidhu. Sonny Gill taking his man intently. Gill battling alongside Sean Arnold. Arnold. Back to the boards as Sidhu is run down by Soul. And Arnold just trying to get possession, trying to get something going for this Manitoba Select team as we approach 7 minutes remaining in the second period here in Edmonton. And a penalty coming up against Vancouver as that diligent forecheck ends up rewarding the Manitoba Selects, which looks like to be a 4-minute slashing penalty to Parsidhu.
Yeah, let's see if Manitoba can get their power play going on this one, Elio. Looking on the floor, seeing Brant Cook coming out. Brant's been having a very good tournament. I spoke to him earlier today before the game. He's been fighting a little bit of a cold, a little bit winded. Said coming off the benches off his shifts, so he said he's feeling a little bit better, and hopefully he can step it up. He's one of the big leaders on this Manitoba squad, and hopefully he'll put them on the board here on this power play.
Manitoba with the 4-minute man advantage, 6:58 remaining. They just got to win their battles, win their shifts, and try to get on the board, and soon. Wild. Cook, give and go, trying to set up the one-timer with Kelly. Kelly and Wild playing give and go. Down low to Wild. Cook fakes a shot. Wrist shot. Fernquist with the save. And that's blown dead on the loss of sight of the ball by the official. With 6:36 remaining, we got an update from our quarterfinal.
Just an update for everybody. Still 3-1. Red Light killed a penalty. Took another one right away. Looked like they're turning to get a little bit undisciplined. 9 minutes to go, still trailing 3-1. And Red Light goalie Sam Beauchamps made 2 ridiculous saves to keep the score to 3-1. Coming back the other way, Red Light goes the other way to make it 4-1 with 7 minutes left. Scored by Julien Brunet and Nelson Vargas Diaz with the assist to make it 4-1.
Red Light in control there. Here, Vancouver kills off the first 45 seconds of this 4-minute disadvantage. Here comes Cook for Manitoba. Cook sends it in deep and keeps on going. Cook battling for possession, and he'll get possession. Off to Nomiak, to Wild. Kelly with the shot. And a goaltending change for the Vancouver Falcons. And the first save is made there by the backup goalie, Tyler Couture. Couture in the game, tested quickly with 5:44 left. 5-0 Vancouver. 2:46 remaining on the power play.
Very smart move there by the Vancouver Falcons coach Sim Gozel. They seem to be coasting here to semifinal action tonight. Going to give his starter, his number 1 goalie, Jeff Fernquist, a little rest. give Tyler a little action, keep him warm. You never know what happens in these games, Elio. He may have to go in. So smart move by Coach Gozel there.
Yep, Sim Gozel, a veteran of these affairs, and he's looking at his team heading to the semifinals and a chance to win national gold for the first time. As Chartier tries to fire one through, and that'll get sent back. As Manitoba tries to get one by Pasco. Back to Pearson, fake the shot, Chartier. Chartier being hounded by guess who? Robbie Cavallari. And he'll get the ball, but not out. As great back checking by the Manitoba Selects power play unit. Chartier wide open in the slot, shoots. Couture with the save. Assel gloves it down and sends it out of harm's way, out of play with 4:52 left. 1:54 remaining in the power play. You're watching the 2012 Men's Canadian Ball Hockey Championship quarterfinal action from Edmonton, Alberta. Elio Pascuzzo alongside Mike Schweigart. Proud to bring you this action. One of these teams is heading to the semifinals, and it looks to be the Falcons at this point.
Absolutely. It's good to see Manitoba coming at it here. Tyler Couture seems to have stepped in the net. He's making a couple big saves on this power play, and he looks ready to go.
Couture with two enormous stops on the penalty kill for the Vancouver Falcons as the Manitoba Selects inches away from popping their first goal of this quarterfinal as they keep on coming. 296 seconds away, but they're not quitting. They just need one. Gingera chases down, but we're going to have another infraction as it looks like Manitoba is going to be going to a two-man advantage with 4:42 left. As the official trots to the timer box to give the call. 4:42 left, second period. Falcons can taste that semifinal berth along with Montreal Red Light, who are leading 4-1 in the other arena.
Yeah, the Red Light seem to be in control of that game over there. The Vancouver Falcons over here, but this 5-on-3, Elio, there's still 4 minutes and 42 seconds left to go here. And, 5 goals is a lot, but you know what? A team like Manitoba, they've got some good offense, and if they can get it going, they can bring this game in close and make a good game of it.
Wow, they got a definite advantage here, 5-on-3, a 4-minute stick infraction called against the Vancouver Falcons. So 5-on-3, let's set the scene. They're down 5, but a goal a minute. We're going to overtime.
Absolutely, Elio.
Wild. Cook. Wild. Cook with the blast. Couture with the stop. It's Manitoba. Churchwell. Monumental penalty killing by Jesse Churchwell. And he'll send it down and go off, killing a valuable 15 seconds. Empty net for Manitoba. They have all 6 attackers out. Good move by Coach Chikowitz. Cook. Wild. Back to Cook. He'll fake the shot. Set up Wild. Shoots. Couture with the save. Rebound. Another save, Tyler Couture. Outstanding net minding by the Vancouver Falcons backup. And another save. And number 17, Jason Heineman, sends it down. Phenomenal backstopping by this team from the province of British Columbia. But here comes Manitoba again. Nomiak shoots. Dylan Smith tries to get it out to no avail. Back to Wild. 30 seconds remaining in the 5-on-3. Cook and Wild setting up the one-timer. Shoots! Wide. Cook will regain possession as Red Light has gone up 5-1 in the other rink. Wild shoots! Nice pad save. Couture. And that's sent down. Correction, still 4-1. Montreal Red Light in the other rink against Edmonton. As this is now a 6-on-4 with the empty net. As Cook is displaced by LaFortune. He'll backhand it, and he will score. 2:45 remaining. The Vancouver Falcons are heading into medal territory. Up 6-0. and in total control with 2:03 remaining on this penalty kill. Daniel Lafortune, short-handed, unassisted. Time of the goal, 17:15.
Elio, I think that's the goal that breaks the back here. And, coming back, they had their chances. A lot of pressure there. Some great goaltending by Tyler Couture, making 3-4 consecutive saves in a row there. Manitoba's just not able to put the ball in the net today.
Dominating performance by the Vancouver Falcons, which is sure to send a message to whoever their semifinal opponent awaits them. Pearson sends it nice to Kelly. Kelly shoots. Couture with the save.
Red light, Elio, looking like on the other side, like they're going to pull out a victory there. If things stay as they are with red light winning on that side and the Vancouver Falcons winning on this side, we're going to see a red light Calgary semifinal and a Vancouver Falcons Newfoundland semifinal this evening.
Calgary Phantoms will await the Montreal Red Light if the scores stay as they are, and that'll be a rematch of a great game round-robin-wise. 5-4, Calgary upended Montreal, so a rematch awaits both of those teams. And for the Newfoundland Black Horse, the 2010 national champions, they'll get British Columbia's best, the Vancouver Falcons, in the other semifinals. Two tantalizing matchups. As play is blown dead by the official with a clock malfunction, they'll get this straightened out. 2:15 shows on the clock. Vancouver 6, Manitoba 0. Vancouver will keep British Columbia's hopes of getting that national championship for the first time in 29 years alive.
1 minute, 30 seconds to go next door. Montreal Red Light still leading 4-1 over the Edmonton Nighthawks. Elio, looks like these matchups we just mentioned setting the table as Coach Gortzos used to say all the time, set the table, and time for these teams to go and eat this evening a big dinner, see if we can get to the final.
Exactly. Those semifinal matchups tonight will have a 7-time national champion from Quebec, Montreal Red Light. Quebec, of course, winners of 9 national championships in total. Those 7 championships by Red Light, 2001 throughout 2007, going along with the championship by the Montreal Black Knights in 2008 and the Montreal Storm in 1995. For Newfoundland, they've won 5 national championships, going all the way back to St. John India Bears in 82, Best Western Travelers, 87, 88, and let us not forget Newfoundland Black Horse just 2 years ago, winning that national championship on home soil. Kelly now, Manitoba, still trying to get on this board with 1:48 left. They'd love to get 1 goal in there.
I'd like to say a big shout out to the Falkland Islands and our other ISBHF member nations that partner with the CBHA. We're looking forward to seeing them in one of Canada's leading championship ball hockey cities at St. John's, Newfoundland in 2013 for the ISBHF Men's and Women's World Ball Hockey Championships.
Yes, for any of you that are on or about traveling plans next summer, put this one on your list. 2013 June, the International Street and Ball Hockey Federation World Championships will be hosted right here in Canada on the great city of St. John's, Newfoundland, in both the men's and women's division. And everybody in the ball hockey community looks forward to that tournament, hosted by Canada for the first time since 2001. Another penalty to the Vancouver Falcons. So Manitoba will go on a 5-on-3. 1:25 remaining, down 6. Pearson. They're just hoping to get 1 here. Pasco. Pearson shoots. Blocked by Inderman. Manitoba still with time. Pasco shoots. Another block by Zach Kelm. Vancouver doing a great job blocking any entry point shots. Pasco to Pearson. Pearson all alone shoots, scores! 5-hole through Couture's legs. And with 55 seconds remaining, Manitoba has gotten that elusive goal. Too little, too late, but satisfying nonetheless to avoid the goose egg.
Absolutely. I'm sure it's little consequence to this team, but it's a big goal for them. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear that they're going to be going to the semifinals today. But you know what, Manitoba and their team staff needs to be congratulated for a fantastic tournament again here this year. I know they had some lofty goals for this year, and I know they will be back next year strong. In 2013 in Montreal, Quebec, is where the Nationals are going to be, and we're looking forward to going there in 2013.
Yes, Team Manitoba, the Manitoba Selects. A lot of good-looking young players on their roster, and they'll be a factor next year in Montreal as they look to regain Manitoba's first national title since 1985. For now, though, kudos to the Vancouver Falcons with 30 seconds left as they have put on an awe-inspiring quarterfinal performance here against the Manitoba Selects. Leading 6-1 with time ticking down, and Manitoba still on the power play, but La Fortune sends it deep, and Dylan Smith will just chase it down and try to end this game. And the hopes for the Manitoba Selects as a nice curl move by Smith, and he'll backhand it wide and send it back to La Fortune. And Inderman will kill off the last 3 seconds, and with that, send the Vancouver Falcons to the national semifinals in the men's division. Your final score from Edmonton: Vancouver 6, Manitoba Selects 1. Vancouver moves on to a semifinal matchup versus Newfoundland Blackhorse. We'll be back with the player presentations momentarily. The 2012 Canadian Ball Hockey Championships live from Edmonton. Welcome back to Edmonton in the Millwoods Recreation Center. The 2012 Canadian Ball Hockey Championships, Elio Pascuzzo alongside Mike Schweigart. Proud to bring you the Vancouver Falcons. Big 6-1 victory over the Manitoba Selects, which will catapult the Vancouver Falcons into a semifinal matchup and hopefully a berth in the gold medal game. And we are going to have our player of the game presentations momentarily here in this quarterfinal matchup. Tough loss for the Manitoba Selects, but a great tournament. Lots of upside to this team, and they just ran into a team that's really hitting their stride in Vancouver, winning their third in a row today.
Yeah, it was a tough game for them today. I don't think they brought their best. This is a long tournament. It's an endurance test, Elio, from day one to the end. And we have an update from next door. Montreal Red Light have defeated the Edmonton Nighthawks 4-1, and looking forward to semifinal action tonight. We're going to have 7:30 game, the Newfoundland Blackhorse versus the Vancouver Falcons. At 9 o'clock, we are going to have the Calgary Phantoms versus the Montreal Red Light.
Great semifinal matchups to look forward to. Also, the women's side, Toronto Shamrocks and the Manitoba Rage meet up in one women's national semifinal. And the Vanier United will face off against the Dec Hockey de la Capitale out of Quebec in the other semifinal. Two great matchups to look forward to. We look forward to bringing you them later on. The 2012 Canadian Ball Hockey Championships from Edmonton, Alberta. On behalf of Mike Schweigart, I'm Elio Pascuzzo, and all the people here to help. We look forward to seeing you later on for Semifinal Friday.